Have you ever had a moment where you looked at your life and thought, let me move it here. Things are actually fine right now, but somehow your body just didn't get a message. Your mind knows you're safe, but your body is acting like something is wrong. Maybe you have experienced it. Maybe you're sitting at home, nothing bad is happening, but your shoulders are tense like this. Your thoughts are racing. You feel like you need to prepare for something. Now, I want you to think about this question. Have you ever wondered, why do I feel anxious when nothing is actually wrong? I think that this is one of the most confusing experiences people have, because usually we understand anxiety when there's a clear reason, right? Something bad happened, there's a problem, there's danger, but what happens when your life looks okay from the outside, and inside your nervous system still feels um, like it needs to protect you. Imagine um, your phone received an emergency alert. The sound is loud. Your body reacts immediately. Immediately. The heart speeds up. It is. You pay attention. You imagine um, the alert was a mistake. There's no emergency, but Your body already acted. Sometimes the nervous system works the same way. It can create a protection response based on a signal it received in the past. I mean, it learned in the past, right? One thing that changed the way I understand anxiety, it did. The nervous system is not only the asking, it asks, is there danger right now? It is also asking, um, you did remind me of something that was dangerous before. Now, let me ask you this. Um, have you ever felt, have you ever had a reaction that felt bigger than the situation? Let's say maybe someone sent you a short message. Maybe they just said, okay. But then the logical mind says, it's just a message. But the body starts searching. Um, what is it searching? That are they upset? Did I do something wrong? Is something changing? And the reaction may not actually be about that message. Hello, welcome in, Tina. How are you doing? It may be connected to what that feeling reminds you. Never sit them out. So how you doing today, Tina? Glad to see you here. Oh, that's good to hear, Tina. And if you're just joining us, we're talking about why the body can continue reacting to old danger, even when life has changed. And this is important because many people blame themselves and they think, okay, I should calm down like anyone else. Why am I too affected? But what if your body is not trying to hurt you? What if it is trying to protect you? Have you had dinner yet, Tina? Do you ever feel like you're waiting for something bad to happen, even when everything is okay? Maybe you finished a dreadful period. The problem is over. The situation is solved. Have you had dinner today, Tina? But instead of feeling relief, you feel uncomfortable. It's a, for example, maybe you finally had a quiet weekend and no deadlines, no emergency, nothing that you need to fix. But your mind start looking for something, and it happens because calm can feel unfamiliar when your nervous system has spent a long time preparing for problems. So, if you have ever wondered why you can know you're safe, but you feel unsafe, the answer starts with understanding that the nervous system has its own um, memory, you know, and that is what I want to talk about next. So, if you have experienced it before, something is okay. There's no immediate danger, but your body still feels tense. Did you do anything today, Tina? And I think that is something important to remember, to understand. Your mind and your nervous system are connected, but they do not always learn safety in the same way. Your thinking brain can look at a situation and say, I'm okay. The moment is safe. Oh, okay. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, you want to stay out of trouble, right? Maybe the movement is safe. Nothing bad is happening. Um, but the nervous system asks a different question. It asks, "Have I felt this before? Does it remind me of something important? And do I need to prepare?" Now, have you ever told yourself, "I know I am safe. I know everything is okay." And so do I. So why do I to feel anxious? And I think that the most frustrating part of anxiety because people often think if I understand the problem, the feeling should disappear, right? But imagine someone who has been afraid of driving after an accident. Let's say, for example, someone can tell them the car is safe, the road is safe. You drove this route many times. I mean, and logically they understand, right? But the first time they tried again, um, the hands made to tighten, the heart made to beat faster, and the body made you feel danger. That did not mean that the brain is broken. It just means that the body learned a connection between driving and danger. And I want to connect the dots. That emotional experiencing um, can work the same way. You know that the nervous system um, does not only remember facts, it remembers experiences. And your nervous system does not update only because you tell it something. It updates uh, when it repeatedly experience something different. Let me ask you this: have you ever had someone tell you, uh, "Don't worry," but you still couldn't relax? That sounds strange, right? Let's say maybe someone cares about you. Uh, Maybe they try to reassure you. Maybe they said everything is fine. And a part of you wanted to believe them, and other part of you was still waiting for the next problem, waiting for disappointment, waiting for something to change. Because reassurance is information, but safety is an experience. And now, um, here's something that happens. I mean, that surprises many people. Sometimes um, people don't struggle because life is unsafe. They struggle because safety feels unfamiliar. And now let me ask you this: have you ever finally had a peaceful moment, but instead of enjoying it, you felt uncomfortable? Let's say maybe you finished a dreadful project. Okay? Maybe your responsibilities became lighter. Maybe you finally had time to rest. But instead of feeling peaceful, you felt restless. Said, for example, maybe you start thinking about what you forget, and maybe you started worrying about the future. You felt like should be doing something productive. For someone who has lived in survival mode for a long time, constant activity can become familiar. and the nervous system choose familiar before comfortable. And your body may not be chasing threats. It may simply recognize threats better than peace. I want you to think about this question. What is something in your life that your mind knows is safe, but your body still reacts to? Maybe it is a relationship. Maybe it is resting. Maybe it is trusting someone. Maybe it is allowing yourself to slow down. Now, the goal is not to just that reaction. The goal is to understand what your nervous system learned. And just a reminder for anyone just joining us. We're talking about why the body can continue reacting to all danger, even when life has changed. And the important thing that we're learning is this: your body is not ignoring you; it is responding based on what it learned. So the next question becomes: if the nervous system learns these protective patterns, and what exactly are these? I mean, are those patterns, right? And what are the hidden survival rules that keep our body on alert? Even if you're watching this quietly, I want you to know that many people experience this and never talk about it. You feel that way? And sometimes the hardest struggles are the ones nobody else can see, right? Now, let me ask you which one feels more familiar to you? Knowing you're safe, but feeling unsafe, or feeling uncomfortable when life becomes calm. And Overlearning it that sometimes anxiety is not about what is happening right now. Sometimes it is about what you never sit and learn to watch for. Your brain creates rules based on your experiences. And sometimes the rule were helpful in the past, but they continue running even when your life is different. Now let's look at the, some of the hidden survival rules that may be carry without realizing it. And the first survival rules is something many people don't even realize they're doing. My brain believes that if I pay enough attention, if I can stop something painful from happening. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you always need to pay attention to what is happening around you? Maybe you walk into a room and immediately notice everyone's mood before you even sit down. You notice someone's facial experience, expression, right? You notice that tone of voice. You notice if something feels different, and you may not even realize you're doing it. For some people, it became a learned protection skill. Let's say maybe when you were younger, knowing someone's mood helped you to avoid conflict. Maybe paying attention helped you know when something was wrong. So your brain learns. Pay attention. Stay ready. Don't get surprised. Do you ever feel responsible for keeping everyone around you okay? Maybe someone you cared about seems upset, and immediately your mind starts working. It said, for example, yeah, did I do something? Uh, uh, should I say something? How can I fix it? Sometimes people who learn this pattern become very good at taking care of others, right? But they forget to ask what is happening inside of me. You know that there's a difference between being aware and being on alert. Awareness says, I noticed what is happening, and alert says, I need to find a problem before something happens. The second survival rule is when many ancient people experience, if I can understand everything, maybe I can prevent something painful. Have you ever thought about a situation so many times that you became exhausted? Maybe it was a conversation. You replay what you said. You think about what they said. You analyze their reaction. You try to find the moment where something went wrong. The brain believes if I, un- if I understand the past completely, I can prevent the same pain in the future. The problem is the brain can keep searching even when there is nothing left to solve. Do you ever prepare for problems that have not happened yet? Let's say maybe before a meeting, you imagine every possible problem. Before a conversation, you practice every possible response. Before making a decision, you imagine every possible outcome. You know that preparation can be helpful. But when the brain cannot stop preparing, preparation becomes exhaustion, right? Sometimes um, anxieties in the brain trying to create certainty in a world that cannot be completely controlled. Now, the third survival rule is probably the one that surprises people the most. Sometimes the problem is not that we cannot find peace. Sometimes peace feels unfamiliar. Have you ever finally had a calm moment, but instead of enjoying it, you felt uncomfortable? Maybe you finally had a day off. Let's say, for example, no urgent problem, no deadlines, nothing you had to fix. But instead of relaxing, you might start looking for something. Let's say, for example, yes, did I forget something? Um, what happens next? Why do I feel weird? Now, if your nervous system has spent a long time preparing for problems, being calm can feel unfamiliar. The nervous system um, often chooses what is familiar before um, it chooses what is comfortable. And I want you to think about it. Which survival rules uh, feels more familiar to you? Do you stay alert? Do you overthink? Or the calm feel uncomfortable? There's no right or wrong answer. The goal is not to judge yourself. The goal here is to understand the pattern. And this is where something important changes. When you, un- when you understand that your nervous system is trying to protect you, you can stop fighting yourself. The next question becomes: if my body, if my body learns these survival patterns, can my body learn shape it again? Um, if you're here and you're not typing right now, but I want you to think about which one of these problems you could recognize in yourself. Now, let's say if you're just joining in that, we're talking about why the body can continue reacting to old dangers even when life has changed. And we have been talking about something that many people quietly struggle with, the feeling that your mind knows you're okay, but your body hasn't caught up yet. And this is where I want to share something important. Your nervous system is not your enemy. A lot of people spend years fighting their own reactions. Let's say, example, you ask, why am I too anxious? Why can't I move on? Why am I reacting this way? But what if we looked at it differently? What if your body is not trying to make your life harder? What if it learns a protection strategy? And one of the most helpful things about the human brain and nervous system is that they can learn. Your nervous system is not a recording that can never change. I hope you remember that. Have you ever learned something new? And at first, it felt uncomfortable. Now, um, let's think about learning a new skill. Say, example, maybe learning how to drive, maybe starting a new job, maybe speaking in front of other people. At first, um, your body may react. You feel nervous, you feel uncertain, you feel uncomfortable. But with repeated, say, experience, something changing. Your brain begins collecting new information. Said, for example, you said, I can handle it. Um, the situation is not dangerous. I have done this before. The nervous system can do the same thing emotionally. Now imagine someone who has experienced a lot of disappointment. When someone treat them kindly, part of them may want to trust it. But another part says, be careful, don't get comfortable. Something might change. And that protective part is not trying to ruin happiness. It is just trying to prevent pain. And now, um, the goal is not to fight the protective parts. The goal is to help it learn that depression is different. One mistake people make is thinking, if I understand everything, I should automatically feel calm. But emotional safety is not just an idea. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever known something was safe, but your body still reacted? Example, um, maybe you know your relationship is healthy, but you still feel being abandoned. Maybe your job is okay, but your body still feels like you're waiting for something bad to happen. The body needs experience that proves safety. Say, for example, a calm conversation, a moment when nothing goes wrong, a time where you read and realize you're still okay. And maybe those moments may seem small, but the nervous system pays attention. Let me give me a minute. Let me check. Okay. Now, let me ask what is one situation where your mind says, I'm okay, but your body says, be careful. You don't have to answer this publicly. It can simply be something you notice for yourself. Sometimes awareness is the first step because you cannot change a pattern you do not recognize. I think um, one of the hardest parts of anxiety and survival mode is that people often uh, turn against themselves. Take, for example, maybe you ask, why am I so sensitive? Because I should relax. Why am I too affected by something that happened years ago? But imagine if your body learned this reaction because they were trying to protect you. Would you be angry at a smoke alarm for making noise when it thought there might be danger? You might not need to restore the alarm, right? You might need to help it learn uh, when they actually a fire. The nervous system is similar. The goal here um, is not to force yourself to become calm. The goal is to help your body experience enough safety that calm becomes familiar again. So now um, we understand something important. Your body um, is not stuck because it is broken. It is stuck because it learned a pattern. The next question is, how do we begin teaching the body a new pattern? Now, even if you're listening quietly, I want you to take this moment and think about where it shows up in your own life. See this, and we have been exploring something important. Sometimes the problem is not that your life is unsafe. Sometimes the number systems may not updated to the safety that exists today. So the question becomes, how do we help the body recognize what the mind already knows? The first thing I want people to understand is this: you cannot bully yourself into feeling safe. And I hope you remember that. And a lot of people try that. They said, for example, they said, stop worrying and just relax, think positive, don't think about it. But if your nervous system believes there's danger, telling yourself to calm down may actually create another problem. And now you're not only anxious, you're also frustrated that you're anxious. And when you feel anxious, you immediately try to make the feeling disappear. I think that many people do this automatically. They say, example, they ask, why am I feeling this? How do I stop it? What is wrong with me? But sometimes um, the first step is not removing the feeling. Sometimes the first step is understanding the feeling instead of asking, why am I like this? It's right. What is my body um, trying to protect me from right now? I think the first question creates shame, right? And but the second question creates curiosity. Now let's say, imagine a child um, who's scared. If a child is afraid, and you say, "Stop being scared," and did that usually make the child feel safer? Usually, what helps is someone saying, "I see that you're scared. I'm here with you." You never sit down response. Similarly, you never sit down learn to experience. So um, we need to give it, experience it. That's it. The moment is different. What are small movements where your body feels even slightly calmer? Notice that I didn't say completely calm, right? Many people think healing means going from anxious to peaceful immediately, but the nervous system often changes gradually, not right away. It's for example, maybe a slightly deeper breathe, deeper breath, a movement with shoulders can relax, a conversation where you feel understood, a walk where your mind slows down. Those movements are information. Your nervous system is collecting evidence. For example, it said nothing bad happening. It was okay. I got through that movement. Now, can you remember a time when something you feared turns out to be okay? And those experiences matter. Another part of calming the nervous system is helping it recognize the difference between past and the present. Sometimes the body reacts to the old information. It is responding to something that happened before. Have you ever reacted strongly to something small because it reminded you of something bigger? It's a, for example, someone tone of voice, a certain situation, a specific place, a type of conversation. The body may recognize a pattern before the thinking brain catches up. The feeling is real, but the dangers may belong to the past. And this is why grounding yourself in the present matters. Look around, um, notice where you are, Notice what is happening right now. Say, for example, I'm sitting here, I'm safe in this moment. This feeling is uncomfortable, but I can handle it. Handle it. I wanted to leave you with these thoughts. Your nervous system is not your enemy. It has been trying to protect you with the information it had. But your life today may be different from the experiencing that shapes those reactions. Healing is not about forcing your body to forget. It is about helping your body learn something new. Now, I want to spend the last few minutes with you. If you have questions, or if something we talked about today concerns with your experience, feel free to share. Sometimes people listen quietly during conversations like this because the topics are personal. Even if you don't share, I hope it gives you something to think about. And before we finish today, I'm going to come back to the question we started with. The question is whether my body continue reacting to danger when my life has changed. And I think the most important thing to remember is that your body is not confused. Your body is responding based on what it learned. The reaction you experience today often make more sense when you understand where it came from. You can begin understanding yourself for a long time. We will look at anxieties, overthinking, or feeling unsafe, and think. Say, for example, they said they asked, why can't I just move on? Why am I too affected? Uh, why can't I relax like everyone else? But maybe a better question is, what is my body trying to protect me from? Today, um, We talked about three important things. First is your mind and nervous system do not always update at the same speed. For example, your mind can know that you're safe, but the body might still be waiting for proof that it's safe. The second, many survival patterns are not signs that something is wrong with you. They are strategies your nervous system created to protect you. The third is because the pattern were learned, they can also be updated. The same nervous system that learned survival can learn safety. Now, I would love to hear from you. What part of today's conversation connected with you the most? Was it the idea that your body can feel unsafe even when life is safe? Was it understanding why you overthink? Was it realizing that your reaction may be protection, not weakness? If you feel comfortable sharing, leave a comment. Sometimes, your experience helps someone else realize that they're not the only one feeling this way. And in our next conversation, I want to talk about something connected to this. Why sometimes when life family becomes peaceful, the brain starts looking for problems. Why the calm sometimes feel uncomfortable. Why the nervous system sometimes miss the chaos it was used to. And I want to thank you everyone for spending this time with me to- today. And remember, your reactions are not proof that you're broken. They're information. They're your body's way of communicating. And with patience, um, understanding, and safety, your nervous system uh, can learn a new way of being. That's all I have for today or tonight. I hope to see you again in tomorrow night. Have a good day, good night, wherever you're at. Thank you everyone for joining my live today.